guy's putting his little wax wings on and shit and getting ready to fly too close to the sun.
Right.
But,
those Zoomers are sitting around making like socialist dank Beto meme pages.
Yeah, and the idea that it would translate to that sort of like well, it's like mania or buzz or whatever is silly. I saw one person in Brooklyn ever wearing a Beto shirt, and I'm sure they were visiting from Texas. You know, and it's like it's also clear that the only like issues he was really good on are, you know, really specific to Texas. Like, and he's honestly he got criticized by like Julian Castro even over his immigration stuff. But before we move on, I just wanted to get to the reason I was listing these off is because I was getting down to this one, which is so fucking funny to me because he's very Gen X, you know, and he's very like on a skateboard all the time. So his healthcare plan, we all know at this point that Bernie has Medicare for all, and then the rest of them have like health care asterisk with this other thing or whatever. Buttigieg obviously has Medicare for all who want it, which is this ridiculous entire sentence thing, you know. So I didn't know this. I read this today. Beto's Medicare plan eventually landed on is called Medicare X, which is just it's literally Gen X. I mean, it's the letter X, but it's also like
so it's only for Gen Xers. It's only if you grew up listening to Sonic Youth, you're eligible for healthcare.
Or like because he's a skateboard guy, so it's like only if you're in the X Games and you injure yourself on a skateboard.
No, but I mean, I don't know. The last time that I checked, and I haven't checked in a while, but it was Medicare for America, which was the name of the bill. And I forget who introduced that bill. I haven't read back into it a lot, but Medicare for America was the plan, and it's a Medicare for all wash down. I remember that in the Al Franken podcast, which I listen every once in a while, he had an interview with Andy Slavitt, and Andy Slavitt this is the plan that Andy Slavitt was like, just fucking polishing the fucking balls out of it, and he liked it. I heard Andy Slavitt in the Al Franken podcast, and I think if I remember correctly, that was one of the plans that he kind of said is more viable. Because they don't want to spend the money they don't want to get rid of the jobs of all the people who are your debt collectors and your administrators and everybody who comes after your freaking kneecaps, because they need to have a job, right? Which again, I saw a tweet today this morning, which I had seen before in the past, that what are you going to do with this 2,500 people, 25,000 people or more who are going to end up without a job? Well, fucking hire them for the IRS.
Yes, I saw that too. Yeah.
Collecting the fucking rich, right? But again, I remember I was in the car and I had just come out from having lunch with Sarah Silverman. She bought me tacos, and I was like, oh my god, I was in heaven, right, in LA, and we were talking about the work that we do at the border, helping families out who are seeking asylum, and she has been of great help for that. But I remember vividly, like I was like yelling at the fucking at my phone, right, at the podcast that I was listening to, like, this motherfucker's insane. I knew that this is not the way that we have to go. We have to make sure that medical services are free at the point of service, period. And that goes for mental health, that goes for visuals, that opticals, that goes for dental, whatever the fuck you want to do. It can be done. The money is there. And this comes from a 20-year fucking Navy veteran. The money is there to fight wars. The fucking money is there to provide healthcare for everybody. But anywho, Beto's plans really have a lot to do with this. What is achievable? What is reality? What can we do without spending a whole lot of money? Pay as you go. And you need to be we need to be way more creative. We need to be intelligent about knowing that the fucking money exists. It's just going in the wrong directions. We have to be able to funnel it correctly.